today's topic. So we had a IG live where we accepted calls from fans, and this person in particular, who happens to be from our city, she was super civil, super cool, made a suggestion that she'd heard from other people to us. So I'm going to play it, and again, once again, not mad at her at all, even though I vehemently disagree with what she was saying in this video. I think she was fantastic, and if we ever grab a coffee, it's going to be mad cool. All right, but I want to play this.
Well, actually, for me, my first video actually that I watched of you guys was the one where you guys were talking back about a girl who was saying the age consent should be 25.
Yeah, you disagree with what we said?
No, I did not disagree, and that's what shocked me, because most of the feedback that I get from that about people talking about you guys, it's all negative. And then when I watched it myself, I was like, it's true what they're saying. But then, have you guys ever considered getting a third party to kind of be like the buffer in it? Okay, but you're saying no, for sure not. Like, can you just maybe speak on it, and then we can...
Okay, now you're laughing because I lost it at that time, didn't I? A little bit. I wasn't like yelling,
from time to time you lose it, but it's okay.
Hold up.
It's okay.
I lost it, but I didn't like yell or scream. I was just passionately arguing.
Yeah, which is fine. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't start saying you blue-haired, blue. It was nothing crazy. But
yeah.
And I'm gonna explain to why.
The term is a bit strong.
It's a strong.
Lose it is a bit.
I got a little heated. I got a little bit spirited during the debate.
Man, that water was everything. God damn.
Let me say this. I've received this comment so many times. Why don't you guys add a female voice? Why don't you guys add a super safe space? Like, I've had that commentary so many times. And the reason why it irks me and why it's always bothered me when I heard these comments is whenever men have their spaces where they get to talk and speak in unfiltered manner, there's always a group of people who feel the need to infiltrate a voice from the opposition into male-dominated spaces. And I find it extremely distasteful, already because when it comes to male-only spaces in the media where people can speak unfiltered, and I'm not necessarily talking about YouTube nowadays, but I'm just talking about like television or even before the podcasting space, just like radio, there weren't too many places where men could speak unfiltered about a lot of their thoughts or their problems. And so when I see things like The View, The Talk, all these other female-dominated spaces, I thought it was so distasteful that the moment that male-dominated spaces would pop up, I would always see this need to either get rid of these spaces or place a woman on the panel or the group or the duo to balance out the discussion. Me and Preach created this platform, right, to talk about a lot of the thoughts and ideas we had. Do so in a humorous way. We get used to our dynamic. It's cool. To add someone else would break up the synergy that we have. It would completely change what we've created thus far. And also, we just don't feel like it's necessary. This is a space where you get to hear the perspective of us too. And if you want to hear maybe a wider panel, there's a lot of platforms for people to do that. But why is it that whenever these kind of spaces start to get created, it's like, how can we insert women in these kind of talks? And I'm like, why is this necessary? Why can't you just come to here? Maybe you hear opinions that you don't like or that you don't drive or you think are too male-centric, and then you go to a female-centric platform and go enjoy that to balance out your life. Why does everything need to have perfect representation? Right? I wouldn't go to like Ben Shapiro's show and be like, man, you should get a leftist to sit beside you and you guys have constant back and forth. Not everything has to have duality. I feel like when it comes to male spaces where you get to speak unfiltered, people will always be like, guys, talk about your problems, talk about your views, be open and all this stuff. And then when you always find people try to infiltrate and like curtail the way men speak and the way they engage in conversation.
I wish that men should be more open about themselves. Like, they should open, and we open more, and then you want a woman in there. That's why we shut the fuck up. It's like, you want us to open up, but the minute we do, you want to, yeah, but you're not thinking about it right. No, I'm just thinking about it. It's just crazy. But you know, the thing is, people like to preach to their own choir. That's the thing. They want to be around them people and be like, yeah, you think that? Yeah, I think that. And then they circle jerk each other. They fucking, and you like that? Yeah, I like what you're doing. You like what you're doing? I think the same way as you. I think the same way as you. Fucking jerking around each other. But that doesn't challenge your views. It doesn't. So if you don't like what you're saying, what we're saying, just think about why we're wrong and come up with a good idea or work on finding a better way to have a better discourse. Because sometimes, you know, it's going to challenge your views, and that's the whole point. I can't believe that in 2021, things haven't changed. Things haven't changed in 2021 because you motherfuckers keep talking to each other. You don't talk to other people that don't have the same views as you. You don't sit around like, okay, yeah, well, I disagree, and just disagree on a relaxed, chill basis. That's the thing. You can't. You just start with the same people that are in the same choir, that are saying the same thing. Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, we're right. Okay. If you stay here and you keep on disagreeing with us, you're always hearing like, I disagree, I disagree. We need to bring a woman so that the views are the same as mine. No. Build better arguments.
Or build your own platform.
Don't bring another person that's gonna have the same views as you. Bring better arguments so that we can have a chat. We can talk and we can move things forward. But nah, you motherfuckers keep talking. And that's not a message to the left. That's not a message to the right. Both you motherfuckers do this shit. Everybody does this shit. And if you don't like it here, you don't have to watch. God damn it, how easy is that?
To be fair, though, the only people who ever told me to add people to this platform have been the feminist types.
Yeah, of course.
It's only been them.
Of course.
I've never had a right-wing conservative. They just boycotted. They stopped watching.
Yeah, they just stopped.
No. It's always the ladies. It's almost always the ladies, one. And two, it's almost always like the left-leaning ladies. They're always like, well, you need a female voice to balance out the dialogue. Like, no. This is not fucking the real, okay? Here's the reason why it's that group too, is because they love the whole idea of representation everywhere, right? And I'm like, do you recognize I can go as far as you want? You have two dark-skinned women, why don't you get a light-skinned woman to represent that perspective? Or two light-skinned women, get a dark-skinned woman. Why don't you get an albino woman to do some representation? Where's the Native American woman? Where's the person who's not able, right? Who's disabled? Why don't you get them on the platform as well to share that kind of perspective? It's like when you get into this kind of weird identity politics, it just becomes dull. Just create your own platforms. Create your own, spots where you get to share your perspective and put it out to the world and see who resonates with it. But so many people want to be able to just leech off of things and be like, why don't you have me on your platform? Why would I fuck up something that's already working really well?
To please you, but we're doing this for us first.
It's just, listen, this is already a three-man team. Me, Preach, the floor, we're set. All right? We can afford a much better spot. We stay here because we like this synergy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Man,
but this idea that you got to go to every platform and see your views reflected, what's wrong with y'all?
My views have to be reflected all the time. No, maybe your views have to be challenged.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do.
They do that at comedy shows too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, where are the people of color? Where are the women? Where are the non-binary people? Like, is that how you create a good comedy show? By looking at their identity first? I'm not mad at having a diverse lineup. I'm cool with it. But if you're just doing diversity for the sake of diversity, I just don't care for it. And look, once again, I'm not mad at the lady for saying this. This is just more so my instant disdain for this kind of rhetoric everywhere.
Because it was a good conversation. Yes. It was a great conversation.
Yeah,
but
you go see it on the Patreon if you want to see it.
It often comes on.
Guys, if you guys like the content, you guys like the way we do things, if you like this setup, right? Give a like for the floor. Put a little comment for the floor.
Mesmo que eu tô chovendo.